Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to Spartan 923 Gaming. I am your host, Spartan 923, aka Firehawk 5150, aka Lucas. And we are back after a long time. In Hydroneer, where we are starting from zero. This is the console version of Hydroneer for the Xbox. I'm sure you guys are wondering why Hollow Knight is not on. For those of you who aren't part of the Discord, I have been having a couple of crazy days at work. I'm covering multiple positions, and it's the end of the month. For anyone who works in production or anything like that, or manufacturing, end of the month is rough. And it's no small thing at my work currently. So, I needed to play something. I needed to play something to relax to. My brain's kind of buzzing, and I'm a little bit. I've honestly today I had a one-on-one meeting with my boss, which we always have. It gives us time to talk about things like stuff at home and stuff that's bugging us at work, and just get it all out there. And I said, I am noticing myself scattering, which for me, that term means I'm trying to do 50 different things at once and getting nothing done. And she's like, okay, so do you have a plan for what you're going to do? And I'll continue this in a minute because we're about to go into a ad break here in about 44 seconds, so let's just get the intro done. As far as our schedule goes, we'll be in GTA on Thursday, just doing one run before 4th of July, and then there will not be a stream this weekend due to me being out of town. So, and since since I'm just kind of tired and I won't really be able to probably be at home like driving all day on Sunday. I don't think I'll be in the mindset to do a stream on Sunday, so I hate to just come home, dump my kid on my wife, and then do that. We'll see what happens. As of right now, I'm not planning on streaming this weekend, but if I feel the gumption and I think I'll feel good about it, I'll do it. Then next week we should be back in the Hollow Knight, if my brain's working better. So, we are at 163 followers. That is 7 away from our 170 follower goal. So please feel free to hit that follow button. Help get it mentioned and suggested to people who would like our content. For those of you on Discord that have been saying, hey, what's with Cyberpunk? I'll talk about that too. But as of right now, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell over to YouTube, Spartan923 YouTube, where all of our videos since day one are sitting and waiting for you guys to go see and comment on and all that other stuff. And if you also want to help out the channel, don't forget to, of course, check out our Discord, Spartan923 on Discord. I will drop a link. Hang on. All right, go check out that link. You can go and help have a conversation and enjoy our community and stuff like that. Help suggest games and all the other stuff. So, doesn't mean we'll pick it, but we'll definitely consider it. So, if you really want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because subscribing helps Not only get rid of those pesky ads, but it helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers for little baby Bray, and we greatly appreciate that. And with that, I really don't have much else to say, so we're going to go ahead and get on into this game. We're just going to have a chill night of mining and music in the game and just conversation. So, which is kind of just what I need tonight. So, okay. Nah, we don't need a tutorial. I know how it works. Well, actually, maybe the tutorial. Just so I can learn the new controllers. Oh, and there's achievements, so why not? All right. So today, so yeah, I've told my boss that my brain's kind of scattering. It's something that has happened with my ADD for a while, and it usually happens while I'm under stress. Um,
Don't
and
care where it come from. If it's got value, I'll take it.
and we she knows how that kind of works for me, and says, okay, so then let's use this to come up with a plan. What do you want to do? I'm like, well, I have a lot of stuff and a lot of backlog because of my vacation. And then, of course, jokingly, I said, this is why I don't. This is why I don't go on vacation, because stuff falls out of. She's like, that's not your fault. You have every right to a vacation. Don't go blaming yourself on that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's how I feel. And she's like, well, it's not your fault. These things happen, and we as a team can help each other. I'm like, okay. So let's work out a plan. And I'm like, well, I'd like to get stuff reboxed and out of there. And then I want to get everything that I can received in and get my investigations organized. She's like, okay, that sounds like a good start. And then I said, and then I want to I want to see about these reworks, which used to be easy. And she's like, what do you mean by used to be? And I'm like, meaning I used to be able to just go get parts. I used to be able to just go get parts, and now I have to go get parts, write down what parts I take, write down serial numbers and everything else. And now and it seems like I just have no freedom to do it, and it's just so much of a hassle that my brain is just going into, like, and I jokingly said it's going into caveman mode. She's like, what's that? And I'm like, it's when my brain goes, unga bunga, this too difficult, we must just break and throw away. And Like, do you seriously talk to yourself in your head like that? I'm like, yeah, sometimes. And she's like, that is actually kind of adorable. I'm like, well, thank you. And but I'm like, but seriously, and it kind of stresses me out. And she's like, okay. And so she, being very understanding, is like, okay, so what do you want to do? I'm like, I think when I get back from the holiday weekend, the first day I am going to use to go through everything I have, write down numbers for my current investigations, and just go, okay, what ones need to be taken care of right now? And she's like, okay, that's a plan. And I'm like, okay. And kind of hovering there. I don't know why I keep moving that. That's going to annoy the hell out of me. There we go. All right, there we go. So I'm like, so I wanted to get that organized and then just receiving everything that comes in so that I know I have a good start. She's like, okay, that's good. Now, what about what are you gonna do next? And I'm like, well, then I want to take a day to just do reboxes. She's like, and then she goes, well, doesn't so and so also help you out with that? And I'm like, he does, but we'll both get busy, and then it just ends up on the back burner, and we just kind of lose track of it. And she's like, okay, that happens. And I'm like, but the thing is I'll look at what I have, and I know there's still more in the cage that we keep all of our stuff in. She's like, okay. I'm like, and seeing that, and then seeing my stuff compounding with that is really starting to bother me. And she's like, okay, so I could see you doing that. If it'll help, I'd say go. That's a good thing to do too. I'm like, and then I just think I want to just keep investigations caught up, and then keep the reboxes caught up, and then I go. And then the thing is, here's where my mindset is: investigations are first. She's like, that makes sense. I'm like, reboxes are second because they are going into inventory. And she's like, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, and as of right now, reworks are the last thing on my mind. She's like, well, can't you rework as you build? I'm like, I used to be able to do that. She's like, oh. And I'm like, now it's a process. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, I can only do, I have to get certain things for a rework. And I'm like, and now the new inventory system, I can't do it that way. She's like, oh, you're right. And I'm like, yeah. So to keep track of everything and make sure we aren't losing stuff and profits over people at that point. No, it's not profits over people. I apologize. And I said, uh, dumb joke, and now I forgot what I'm doing.
You won't find better prices than these.
And so with that, I'm like, she said, okay, then, so and so's going to be back from their maternity. And I think this would be a good time for us to sit down and discuss a plan for this to try to alleviate that. I'm like, okay, that would be great. Because we always kind of have a him-haw about it, or I end up having a him-haw with someone about it. It's not that we don't want to do it, it's just we don't have a plan for it. And she's like, okay, well, that's what this will be. This will be us coming up with a plan. And I'm like, great, because I really don't want to get behind again and have all this stress happen again. And she's like, I get it. I understand, and you're doing fine. And something I really need. She's been super supportive of me, and she, like, it was one of the people that encouraged me to, like, take on the position that I'm in now. And she will point out stuff I need to work on and suggest things that I should do, and is always kind of got my back. So I greatly appreciate her for that. And I just thought I have to. Today I was just like, I have to just bring this up now before it becomes too late. And with how stressed out I was yesterday, I'm like, I have to say something, or else I'm going to be miserable, and nothing's going to change until it's too late, and then this will develop as a pattern, and then all we're going to be thinking, like, well, when's Luke going to break? And so yeah.
Thanks for your business.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Did you know these items are appraised by multiplying?
So yeah, um, and the thing is, yesterday I was a bit uh just stressed out because number one of our guys is on vacation, and rightfully so, and so I'm covering for him. Um, but of course, it's not a position that I've been doing a lot, and I did do it for a while until he was hired. But yeah, long and short of it, it just got really tiring. So yesterday I was just really exhausted and just pulled every which way, and then we had something come in that was really, really important, and so I got really, really tired, and I was aggravated. I was just really, really tired of the day, and I actually got to talk to someone who, once again, me revealing myself at work once again, and they were very nice about it. No one was she wasn't mean to me or anything like that. We did talk, and I said, well, this has kind of been a bit of a big month for me, and just kind of ending it like this is a bit uh, kind of eh. And she's like, oh, why is it a big month? I'm like, well, I came out about my sexual identity. And she's like, oh, that's so good. You get to be. She's like, I always knew something was kind of poking at you. Just, I mean, people would always be saying, like, oh, he's angry or something like that. And I'm like, people say I'm angry? And she's like, I know you aren't. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but like, well, I mean, you had a look about you that something was bothering you. And something just seemed like you weren't able to be you and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, thank you. Uh, and so we talked for a bit, and everything went well. And then my boss was like, let's try a different name. We always use Luca, but this is different. Let's try Serena. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's better. I'm really trying to cut out soda, but I keep drinking what I get. Rio's birthday went fine. She got a Switch 2 and some jars for her seashells that I'm going to be working on. So yeah, maybe I could do some of the seashell placement on stream. That could be something. All right, let's get to it. I have no money to my name. I have a lantern. And a lost spirit. All right.
Hey, lass.
Let's get going. Get a shovel, get a shovel. That'll come in handy later. Let's go ahead and start seeing what we got. All that for 60.
Come have a gander. I got the goods if you got the cash. Looking for something?
Huh? Huh?
Hey there. You won't find better prices than these.
All right, we have 60. 421 is what we're after. What about Cyberpunk? Cyberpunk is something I'm doing on my own at the moment. I just really wanted to play something, and that just happened to be something that sparked in me. And I was like, why not give it a shot? And I never finished my first playthrough, and I wanted to come back because everyone kept saying Phantom Liberty is worth a play. So... how D&D went fine. It actually did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Well, kind of did exactly what I thought it was going to do. Everyone did it as they do normally, which is chaos incarnate. They ended up deciding to go after an item that would really, really help them in the long game. And they ended up working through the encounter well enough to avoid trouble. I was really, really proud of them for that. And then they get to the item, and the item is a legendary weapon. And to the point of which it is so powerful that it transforms the person who wields it permanently. They can't return to, pretty much it's a heavenly weapon, so it cannot return. The person becomes pretty much an angel because of it, and a devoted champion of good. And so we went through all these different things, and a lot of trickery, and a lot of decent rolls for everyone, and it gets down to that. And let's see, there are, for the party, we have a pretty big party. For 4 people, we have a few NPCs with us. So we had used to be, well, yeah, it used to be 5 people, but that person fucked off, and in all honesty, I think my party's better for it. And if anyone thinks I'm bitter for it, I am bitter. I am bitter because they came off as a decently nice person, and it seems like the more I think about it and dwell on it, the more I should have seen the signs that this person really didn't give a shit. And was probably mostly doing it just to curry favor with me. And then once they got what they wanted, which was the position that they got at work, they screwed me over. And yeah. So, lesson learned. Don't trust desperate. Well, if someone's desperate, be careful what you do for them, I guess. I don't even know if that's a good thing to say either. Just be careful of some people. Alright, let's see how much that got us, because that's a lot. Yeah. Good to see you, Clay, dude. And for anyone who is asking, PK Shinra is doing fine. And it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. They're doing fine. They're making a decent... I am on the Xbox version. PK Shinra made a full recovery and is doing well. Unfortunately, powers that be at my work decided not to accept whatever it was that was for his medical stuff, and ended up using it as a reason to terminate them. So, but before everyone starts worrying about it, he did get a job. He's doing fine, and he seems to have more opportunities there than he did in his position at where I am. So, I think that's pretty decent thing. I mean, it sucks because I don't have someone to talk to at work. I've now down a person that I like to talk to at work, and but it's also cool that he's at a place that he thinks that he can improve and do better and all that stuff. So more power to him on that one. So kind of like when Zoomzel left. Like I believe that this won't stop him from working on our server, but yeah. Yeah. So I believe, in my opinion, HR kind of screwed him over. And I know that some people are like, well, maybe there was just something that they had no power over. I'm like, the thing is that I believe that if I haven't also heard the scuttlebutt about how his former boss would constantly try to be like get him in trouble and everything else, and has frequently tried to get people in trouble, and so that they could get rid of employees they didn't want and get employees they did want, and I kind of find that to be dirty pool, but it is what it is, and it's both a bummer but a new step forward for PK. So way to go, PK. We miss you, buddy. Hope to see you on the server. Ever fill up a bucket sideways? I can. And the thing is, PK is forklift certified, so that's definitely that definitely gives him a bit of an edge if he's going into something with a warehouse or something like that, or anything that uses a forklift. So. Let's see how this goes.
Don't mind me. I'm just
Mooching about? What's mooching about?
One day I'll buy a shiny new truck.
Well, we're getting there. I think 421 was how much I needed. Well, I know that my certification's going to be up next year, so I really hope that the new person that's doing a forklift training will let me reapply. Oh, that's another rare piece. If I... So when I start getting sensors and stuff, I want to have pieces that I can use to help sort things, because you need a base stone to well, I call it a base stone. You need a stone that you can utilize as the identifier, so that the scanner can go, oh, I only select this stone. Now that piece ain't gonna sell. What were the other options for tonight? Well, the other options was like Tank Mechanic Simulator. I was looking for stuff that would definitely ease my mind. And so even GTA, like doing car work in GTA was an option. I pondered Car Mechanic Simulator, but I think that would have taken a lot longer for me to get moved over and everything. But I could have done Flight Simulator, but I removed Flight Simulator for GTA 6, so... The music kind of reminds me of Spirit of the North a bit. I could have, but In all honesty, I hadn't touched Flight Simulator in a long time, and the thing is, you'd be having me here sitting with a manual out trying to figure out how to cold start a plane, and because that's just how I want to do it, is cold start planes. So, but I wish there was an airplane mechanic simulator. That'd be something. Work on old warplanes. That'd be neat. Oops. Ah, hell. Alright, let's see what this gets us. Well, also, I took Simulator out because something else is releasing in July. So...
Hey, boss.
there we go. Halo Revolved. Halo Combat Revolved. Alrighty. Though I would like to get the Star Wars Galactic Racer. There's a lot of stuff that probably going to be waiting for the Christmas list, so... great. A bot. Okay, that's good distance from that. Oh. Kaboom. Don't have the money for it, though. What do I look like? Gray still... What do I look like? Let's game it out? Pfft, no. Okay, that's all there. Gotta get my hammer, and then we can get to work.
Thanks for your business.
How much for you? About 100. Oh, that's pretty good. All right.
Hurry up, lass.
No, I left my pan. But I am pan.
Hey there. I reckon Bridgeport won me.
No, I'm not streaming. I will be out of town. As of right now, I'm not streaming on the weekend at all. So, that's as of right now. It all depends. Thursday, yes, we will be doing stuff Thursday. We'll be in GTA. Yep, as usual.
Huh?
Maybe they'll do some Independence Day crap or something this week. Yeah, but the firework launcher always refills, so... I think I left my hammer.
You won't find better prices than these.
Huh?
Less?
136. That's not bad.
A full stomach makes a better miner than any fancy.
Iron bars are currently up.
I'll take fish, veggies, and soup.
Are you there?
Well, even though I hope everyone does have a, well, everyone that I think matters has a lovely and safe Independence Day, I am glad that someone is not at the moment. So that's about all I'm going to say on that, because I don't want to drag this into a political affair. So. But also the mansions might have
Some
something
might
too.
advise summit different.
You know, digging deeper will get you the best resources.
I'll need something specific.
Okay. This is a bucket. Okay. For last day of did you have a feeling of what you were before college, or did it all have? Well, how can I explain this? I didn't know much about like homosexuality or LGBT beyond just that it really didn't bother me, and that people are people and all that stuff. That was usually my mindset. But I do know that I did run track for a while, and I uh nothing like intimate happened, but we would shower and stuff like that, and I never felt uncomfortable around the other guys. I do know that some would be a bit more shy about things, but it never really bothered me. And there were times that I would see some of the more, what we would call like goth or alternative. There were guys that honestly looked very attractive and such, and I'd be like, oh, well, they're rather handsome or pretty or whatever they want to be called. But to me, I just thought that, like, that I didn't think about anything like that. But usually I kept it to myself. So, but and like I said, in junior high, I attempted something, but it didn't work out because it was just someone trolling me. So. I will say my girlfriend at the time in late high school, early college was very supportive when I came out about it. She was very supportive of a lot of things I was finding out about myself. So but unfortunately, due to issues both on my end and just chalk it up to being kind of young and stupid and dealing with things that, in all honesty, I just could not bring myself to understand. And I would say that, yeah, that would make me a bit of the bad guy on it. And I don't walk away from that. There were times that I was stupid, and I own those mistakes, and that's why things ended. But I do remember I had talked to my ex probably maybe 7-10 years ago to check, see how they were, and they were doing fine. They were in the career that they were looking for, and having a good time, and were happy with their life and all that, and I was very happy for them. And that was about the time I was starting to date Meg, and so I'm just happy for them. Things worked out the way they worked out, and I don't try to dwell on what could have been or could I have been. I could have, in all honesty, I could have been better. Yeah, I could have been a better boyfriend. I could have not been a stupid, dumb kid about things. Could have been a bit more understanding about a few things, but hey, we're all young, and it wasn't like I was like being cruel or anything. I was just dumb. I was dumb and ignorant and not paying attention, and yeah. But like I said, down the road we talked and stuff, and I did like apologize and all that, and they said we're good and all that. So I'm very happy for him. As far as like any of the guys I dated in college, those were, I honestly didn't keep in touch much because I really didn't have a decent phone for a while. Most of the guys I was with, we just talked to each other via like instant messenger. I believe Yahoo was the one I was using the most. Those of you who don't know what instant messenger is, that was back on our computers, where you would use either a instant messenger program or a instant messenger that your email provided, and you could communicate like you would text messages. And I communicated a lot with it, and you could also like find dates and stuff like that, and like match with people. Back before you had to pay for a bunch of stuff, you could just talk to people. Alright, we're getting close to break time in about 20 minutes.
come from. If it's got value, I'll take it. Huh?
Thanks for your business. Looking for something?
Huh?
This question, do I have a type? Kinda not. As I said, I really don't go off of looks much. I mostly go off of personality. I mean, I...
Huh? Huh?
I mean, I kind of prefer guys that aren't jockish. I dated a few jocks, and they were kind of annoying. I did have one sweet guy, but he was... It just sometimes felt like when he was there, it was nice, but sometimes we'd be together, and it didn't seem like he was there. It seemed like he'd just be focused on everything else, and I kind of felt like, oh, so you're... So if I'm not talking about sports or anything like that, or we're not playing a video game, then I'm just here. Okay. And that kind of hurt. And I think those relationships are kind of what made me better in future relationships, because I got perspective. Like, if I was going to date a girl, I kind of got the perspective from dating guys that would kind of put me in the position to be like, well, that's how shitty that feels. And just go, okay, so we now know that this is how crappy that feels, so we aren't going to be like that, and so on and so forth. And but when it comes to like females, I mean, I don't mind like women who'd like to be like all dolled up, stuff like that. But I mean, if you had to have me choose, I was always attracted to either like tomboys or the goth girls or stuff like that. Like girls that are like strongly independent, that I know that if I wasn't around, they would be able to take care of themselves. And it's not that I didn't want to take care of it. I am a person that I love my partner and I care about her, and if I can do anything to help her out, I will. But I also want to know that she, if I'm not around, would be fine. And that's what Rio's like. Rio's got a bit of a tomboy nature. She's tough. And I don't think I ever really have to worry about her. So. But of course, like any partner, I'm like, you know, I miss her and she misses me. We have a companionship that is like, we miss each other and care about each other a lot, and it sometimes just is like, I miss you, where are you, I'd like to see you, that kind of stuff. And but I know if I came home and needed anything, she would be right there to give me what I needed until I was comfortable or out of whatever funk I was in, and then we go about our evening. And all right. Burn through a lot of that money, but we're slowly but surely getting all the equipment we need. So. Kind of want to get another one of these, but tis what tis. Oh, I can. Okay, sweet, because those are 5.
Huh? Huh?
And I guess if I was to say, like truly what I'd look for in a guy or something like that, someone who's willing to be open about their feelings, not just shut down and act tough and all that other stuff. Because in some of the relationships I was, any guys started trying to act like a tough guy around me, I'd be like, okay, you need to stop, because all you're doing is just puffing at your chest and acting like there's not a problem when there's a problem. And sometimes I get shot down, and sometimes I get an answer. And I do know I had one guy that we were at a party and he was getting huffy, and I'm like, hey, what's wrong? And he's like, there's nothing wrong. So don't ask me. And I'm like, and I pulled him aside. I'm like, look, I know something's wrong. We could talk about it. It'll probably feel better. And he goes, I don't want to talk about it here, but yeah, we could talk about it. Like, okay. And he opened up to me later and said I didn't really feel comfortable with the certain person that was there. And I'm like, next time, just ask if we could go. I'm like, but you seem to be having. I'm like, and I told him I honestly do not like parties. I usually only go for people who want me there, and if that person is not interacting with me a lot during that party and just wanted me there for like numbers, I'm more than happy to leave. And it's like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I'm like. A little bit. Isn't that a little bit petty? I'm like, no, it's not petty. It's more like you aren't paying attention to me, so why should I stay? And the thing is, I left a lot of. I mean, before I learned about the trademark Irish goodbye, I used to always go up to people and say, okay, well, we're heading out. And usually, if a friend invited me and forgot that I had come because they invited me, and I would leave, they'd be like, oh no, we didn't really get to do anything together. But I'm like, well, unfortunately, I've got school tomorrow and everything else, but it was nice seeing you, and thanks for having us, stuff like that. And this was college parties. I was acting like I was acting like a 30-year-old married couple at college parties. So, but that's always how I saw how people left parties vis-a-vis my my like parents and relatives when we'd go and visit relatives and stuff like that. So all right. And that's what we're going to do. Hey, welcome to the chat, that one car kid. We're doing a bit of Hydroneer. We're probably going to be heading out of here for a 15-minute break in about 4 minutes. So hope you'll come back after our break. What I'll do is shut down the stream for about 10-15 minutes, then we'll be back up. So feel free to hit the follow, and we'll be back pretty soon. We're mostly just having a chill night, doing some digging, finding some materials, talking about stuff, answering questions that people have. I mean, pretty much if it's not anything conflicting or anything like that, we're talking about, like, mostly just talk about video games and for the last day of it, Pride Month, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, feel free to jump in. Alright, we'll do one more. Well, we could do 2 more scrubs here. 2 more scrub and sorts. Got a lot of steel in that one. A little bit of gold, a little bit of steel. We could start making weapons. No, I'm actually playing on the console. I do play on PC for some games, but this one came out on console, so for ease of setup, we just stuck on console. But I do know that there is one game right now that I do want to play. I want to play like The Last Caretaker, which is, I believe, primarily PC, and Zoids World, which is only on PC. So I do plan on doing those eventually once things kind of settle down on some other games I'm doing. So I know I want to try to get through Hollow Knight before I change up games, but I want to take a break from it tonight because I was a little stressed out. So let's see. I need to go buy a leveler to like level the ground so I can actually start making like steps. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with our outro before we head to break. This video should be up sometime tonight on YouTube. Sometimes takes a little longer to load, so I can't really give an exact time. So it'll probably either be later tonight or really early tomorrow morning. And then the second half should be up 4:30 p.m. Central U.S. time tomorrow for the second half. As far as our schedule goes, Thursday we will be back in GTA 5, continuing our usual work, seeing what's going to be happening, stuff like that. Maybe stealing cars, maybe designing cars, all that kind of stuff. That's usually what we do. Discussing stuff we're interested in seeing in the next game and all that other stuff. But and maybe trying out some of the content that they're going to be releasing this week. So pretty excited about that. This weekend we will not be having a stream as of right now because I will be out of town. So and if something does change, you'll see on the schedule thing. If not, don't worry about it. Sometimes I just need a break. And then next week we'll probably be back in Hollow Knight, continuing on that. I'm trying to just get us through that. Apparently everyone tells me you just don't get through it, so I'm kind of thinking about how to handle Hollow Knight at the moment. We are currently at 163 followers. That is 7 away from our 170 follower goal, so feel free to hit that follow button, help get our stuff suggested and mentioned to the people who would like our content. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell on our YouTube, Spartan923 at YouTube. And if you'd be so kind, go ahead and join our Discord, Spartan923 on Discord. Go there, chat with our community, ask questions, suggest games, and just all around hang out with some pretty decent people. And if you really want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because subscribing not only gets rid of those pesky ads, but it helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers for little baby Bray. So And with that, I really don't have much else to say, except if you're going to be sticking around, we'll see you in about 10 to 15 minutes. If not, remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate. We will see you here next time on Spartan 93 Gaming. I love you guys. Take it easy. Oh, man. Who would have thought just digging and scrubbing and all of that stuff would just be so relaxing. Definitely feeling better.